This is a video to the DeepOnion community, and outsiders as well. Please throw in your opinion. So I decided to go ahead and look at every single exchange that DeepOnion is listed on or has on their website. I went through, I started looking at the traffic, I started looking at the volume pouring in, and also there was a couple exchanges that I guess there was interest in for the future. I think it's time for DeepOnion to reevaluate the priorities. It's time to figure out some more efficient routes of going about this, how to get on larger exchanges, how to make sure that the volumes rise, how to increase the price per onion. My name is Mike. Please stay tuned for this video, and without further ado, it is a beautiful morning. Oh, the sun is shining. So let's get into it. Oh man, it's a beautiful day. The birds are chirping. Good morning indeed. The sun is somewhere there over the house. One of my favorite parts to summer actually coming. But who am I kidding? I eat ice cream during the winter time as well. So, cryptocurrency exchanges. I decided to look at the DeepOnion website and click the exchanges one by one. And out of the logos that popped up, there was only one missing, and that one was tiny. Don't worry, I found it. It was later on in the website on a different page. I double checked because I went to CoinMarketCap, and of course that didn't have the majority of them listed, but it did show the volume that was actually there. 2 exchanges had volume. Okay, no, I'm wrong. 3. But here's why I said 2, because the third one had $8 worth of volume. $8 worth of volume. Yikes. And this is an exchange that has tens of thousands of visitors, nearly hundreds of thousands of visitors daily. Now, of course, just because you're visiting doesn't even mean you're trading. And sure, you're probably trading Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin and Ripple and the usuals. And there's thousands of cryptos to kind of go through. But zero volume. Zero whatsoever for almost everything. Then we have $8. And the other 2, they're killing it. Anything's killing it compared to 8 and 0. Okay, maybe I'm just being too harsh. It's all the bears' fault. Gosh darn, the market turned around. Oh no, all these tokens and coins have fallen in price. Yes, but there are lessons to be learned. And with every single month, I'm excited because DeepOnion, it is improving constantly. These small little bits of error here and there, that is normal. That's natural. It's actually a good thing that that's happening. It's better it happens now than it happens 6 months from now when it's worth a lot more. And that would mean more problems, more people to deal with, more media outlets to, hey guys, damage control, PR, blah, blah, blah. So what I did was pretty simple. If you've never heard of this website, look it up, worthofweb.com. Fantastic. Then there's also Alexa. All right, so here is DeepOnion. Currently, it's 152 market cap, total under 20 mil. Volume 31,700. And here are the exchanges. Cryptopia, KuCoin, Nova Exchange, Trade Satoshi, stuff, blah, blah, blah. As you can see, goes from here to there. Bitfex.trade has 357 visits per day. So to give you perspective, that entire exchange has, I don't know, let's say this video gets 900 views. We get 3 times the amount of views that exchange gets. The chances of one person trading onions on there is pretty low. I mean, percentage-wise, it's huge. 1 person out of 357. Wow, compared to a normal exchange where there's 100,000, 500,000, 3 million people. But this is where we look at the good sides. We look at Cryptopia. We look at KuCoin. 3.412 million visits from Cryptopia. And then 3.196 million. Okay, 3.2 million visits from KuCoin. Now, KuCoin is beating Cryptopia, and there's also pairings. We have to think about that. There's onions into Bitcoin, onions into Ethereum, onions into whatever else is out there, right? There's quite a difference down here where this one, I want you to keep an eye on Trade Satoshi, okay? 93,000 636 visits every single day. That's a fair amount there. And I just want you to look at the volume here. 0. Huh. 0. Stocks exchange, a little bit less, 85,467, $8. So if these are having trouble, I can only imagine what this is going to look like, right? And KuCoin, Cryptopia up here are doing just fine, of course. But anyways, so we are here, and we're looking for high engagement markets, which, again, that was another example there. Trade Satoshi and Stocks Exchange. This one has less than this one, but it has more volume. Now, this is probably like one person sold some onions, but still, it's always interesting. I mean, there's no magic formula to finding one exchange is better than the other, but if we are going to be looking for tier 2 markets, it's going to be pretty simple. See, you can do it. You can do it on CMC. You go to markets and you can scroll through the coins, and immediately you're like, oh, okay, well, I see Bitfinex, OKX, Huobi, BitHum. You see a lot of these recognizable names. Now, of course, those are pretty huge exchanges there. So Binance, Bitrex, Coinbase. Coinbase. Yeah, we're not going to be looking for that. BitHum, Bitfinex, GDAX, those are not our exchanges. Poloniex is gone. See ya, circle bot that. But possibly Kraken or Hit Bitcoin. Now, Huobi is known for doing some interesting stuff. I personally despise OKX, but I know that's a decent exchange. So you're able to look through, find a market you like, and then what do you do next? Well, you go through, you insert the URL into Alexa, into Worth of Web, find out the traffic, compare it with the other exchanges, and then you go through the application process. Now, it's nice to have these votes up here, but for example, the fourth one, that got my attention, Cobinhood. I was like, that's interesting. Cobinhood's a huge exchange until, oh, I don't really want to do that. Until I went to your official Medium blog, and if you scroll through all the way here, there's 2 types of Cobinhoods. Now, if you go back to DeepOnion, you can see that the link it redirects to is that. It's via Canny. Token suggestions via Canny, not guaranteed. We might, not guaranteed. And I think the scariest part, where admins will take the tokens listed in Canny into consideration, but it is highly unlikely that anything will happen. So I just want you to look into this. And this link, by the way, is much different than normal Cobinhood. It is somewhere around here. Yeah, like I think last time I was looking at it, 13,000 or 14,000. I was looking at a bunch of links, but it's nothing special. And I mean, this is my personal opinion. I could be 100% wrong. So that's why I'm just throwing this out as a suggestion to see what other people think about this. But for example, DeepOnion's trying a strategy of get listed everywhere on these small exchanges. And this is taking a lot of time and effort. Instead of voting for 1, we're voting for 4. And maybe there might be a 5th one, and we're looking for more exchanges. But we need to get on a solid one. Something that, hey, I'm fine with 100,000 daily visitors as long as there's some volume. But if it's one person maybe sold a couple dollars on accident, we really need to start focusing on the volume, because that's what's going to drive this. Now, for the current users and consumers of DeepOnion, of course, you're probably holding and staking and mining and all that stuff, and that's great, awesome. But maybe you need to sell a little bit. Maybe you're interested in, hey, I need to purchase some Ethereum. I need to swap for Bitcoin, whatever. Even if it's 0.01% of the onions you own, great. You're going to use an exchange. Now, what are you going to prefer? Probably the one that has the most amount of volume on it. And that's what I'm encouraging as we keep moving forward, as we get listed on more exchanges. So what do we need to do? With the airdrops coming to a close, We got to get everything in tip-top shape. It's looking fantastic. I think the community is doing a great job. The developers are working hard. Thank you to the founders for keeping everything in shape, and all the guys are working together, and the moderators. Everybody's doing their part here. So once the airdrops are over, it's time to start looking for connections. It's time to start applying to some exchanges. And if we get denied, you keep going further and further. You got to find a way in. And maybe if it's not the case, then you go on to the next exchange and you forget about this one for a little while. You come back, you try again. Persistence. We need to focus on the larger exchanges. And this isn't a coin that, oh, okay, it's $1 million worth. No, this is a fair amount. This coin used to be worth $18. Now with the bear market, it dipped a little bit, but there's still a lot of potential in it. Everything's growing. The airdrops are going to complete in less than 2 weeks. A lot of investors will see that, oh, this is interesting. Okay, they completed their airdrop rounds. They're here to stay. Wow, huh. It's funny how that works, but before you know it, things are going to be exploding. I'm really excited. I'm confident things are just going to keep getting better, but just stuff to think about. Do we want to diverge our time and energy into these smaller projects which aren't really giving us results? So as a reminder, I want DeepOnion to focus on the real objective here. Tier 1 exchanges. The numero uno, the best. In order to get to the cream of the crop, though, we're going to have to go through Tier 2, the underneath level. And that's fine, but we're going to have to actually focus a lot of our attention towards the better exchanges. So that means put more attention towards the exchanges we're currently on. Put more attention towards the one that there's a possible connection with. Any agents, influencers, anybody who can help us get onto these exchanges, and then maybe a vote. If something needs to be paid, cool. There's going to be some negotiations, of course. Conferences, I'm quite confident there'll be some interesting people to meet. It's definitely going to help brand us in a little bit more. But the number one thing is to stop focusing on these smaller exchanges that unfortunately, sure, the logo looks great. Some of them want a lot of money. Some of them, sure, they're free, but I wouldn't even want them free because it's opportunity cost. The time, the effort that is going to try and get listed on these small exchanges, which are bringing zero volume, zero, could be better spent on something else. But anyways, we've done a good job so far. So don't get stressed about the current exchanges. That's good. Hey, it's a good thing that we're on them. But we need to learn from our mistakes, make 2018 better than 2017. All right. Interesting. This is the first year, well, the first summer I live in Warsaw. And what I found out is that they're redesigning all the old buildings here. Check it out. So that's how it normally looks like, right? And then here, everything's getting redesigned. But man, it's my favorite street. It's just interesting because if you look that way, over the buildings you see the modern skyscrapers mixed with the classic stuff.